What determined that?
Because I know since I've already done this, 16 into 16 and a half. 16 and a half is the circumference, right?
Yeah.
So 16 into 16 and a half is going to give me 1 and a fraction. That 1 represents 1 inch right here in between my lines.
But Sammy, you want 16, that's an arbitrary decision. I mean, you could decide to just have 4.
I could.
Is that right?
I could.
Don't confuse it.
But if I do 4, then
I understand that's going to change all your formulas.
It's gonna change everything
16
else.
is arbitrary, is that correct?
yes, yeah. 16 is what I want here.
Ah.
That's the goal I want here, 16. If I could probably squeeze 18 in there. I just couldn't go as
If
deep.
you wanted to do 4 into, you say 4 into 16.
That's it. That's it. It's clicking, Tim.
I'm smarter than I
I'm
was.
a slow teacher, I'm sorry. It's
No.
not you, I'm a slow teacher.
If
No,
you did
not
4,
yet.
that half inch would catch up with you though at the end. You'd have to do a little bitty bit more than 4 for sure.
I could do 4 into 16, which would then
Oh,
have.
that's right, that's
I'm
right.
gonna have 4 inches in
That's
between.
right.
Yeah. Question,
See, I ain't the only one.
question. Who has a question?
You go to your widest point, decide how wide you want it to be, and divide that into 16, you wind up with how many you want, right?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Now, if you don't want to do the math,
So
You know,
16 is our circumference, right?
16 and a half is the circumference, to be honest with you. If you want to cheat, not cheat. If you don't want to do the math, go in the house and steal your wife's measuring tape that she has in her sewing kit, and you can get the same thing. I'm 16 and a half, so you don't have to do the math.
Well, you should have said that.
Just don't let her know that you took her tape measure, okay? Or get paint or something on it, that won't work.
Just a line.
So you can do away with the math. You can get the math and go straight to the tape measure. And then all you do is divide that number by how many lines you want here. Same
Sammy,
thing.
I'm recording, so we can do the first 20 minutes over again, so I can do it.
No, we can't.
Okay, I'm gonna do 16 lines, right? So 16, that means I can't use the 320. I'm gonna have to use the 96 wheel, because there's a 16 right there. Okay, if I wanted to, so that means I gotta go 6 spaces. The number right next to it. If I go 16 lines, I go 6 spaces. If I wanted 6 lines, I go 16 spaces. That make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
I got it. Right? 16. Okay, I'm going 16 lines.
In my 6th grade teacher used to say, clear as muddy water.
Yep. Okay, I'm on the 96 wheel, which is.
You can remove that for
See, I'm holding this by my hand. I'm spinning with my hand, so I'm probably moving this a little bit as I go. So this is why it's not going to work if you're doing the basket illusion or anything really, really precise. It's not going to work.
So you're not going to pin up that index wheel line?
No, I can't pin this index wheel. It doesn't have. That's what I'm saying. It has no way to pin it
So
up.
you get your rest center, take your pencil, find your number, basically hold it where you need it, then make your mark.
And yes, that's it. Now, Joe, I never did finish what Joe was saying. The indexing wheel in here, this come on your leg, it has a pin on the outside right here. And you put that pin in there, and it's going to lock it on 96. It's going to lock it in place. So I can turn it loose of it, and it's not going to move. It'll be a straight, perfect line. This may not be perfect because as I'm going through here, it may be wobbling just a little bit with my left hand.
But fooling with that index pin, from my experience, it's more trouble.
It takes longer. But I don't want this to be on the money precise anyway.
Right.
I don't want it to be. In fact, if you would look at these close, see what I'll do. If you look at these close, you look at the bottom and the top of them, and you'll see they're not exactly, one may be thinner, one bead may be thinner than the other one. And that's okay. I want it, I don't want it to be perfect.
You don't want this CNC machine.
I don't want it to see, I don't want it to say, this is laser work, no. I'm not gonna go there. Okay, how many spaces, I'm gonna go 6 spaces, well,
Yeah.
see, I start talking, I'll lose track where I'm going. That's the reason I have them color coded, so I get in my head, yellow, yellow, yellow. I gotta get on the yellow wheel and not on the orange wheel, because I'll be messed up. I'm on 96, I'm gonna draw the first line right here. I'm gonna go 6 spaces.
Starting at 0.
I started at 96. There's no 0, so I started at 96. And I'm going every 6 spaces. Well, I don't know where the camera is. Can y'all see the wheel?
It's still good.
Okay.
You go 6 spaces.
I'm going 6 spaces. And they're in increments of 4, where the numbers are. So there's 4 and there's 6. So I'm going every 6 spaces. And I'm putting my line in there. I'm going to 24. What I'm doing is that pen, the writing pen, I've got made fun of everywhere I go. I get made fun of by the way I say pen. Whether it's a hairpin or a writing pen, it's a pen. But evidently, when you go up north, it's not the same.
Yeah, go for it.
It's how you say it. Pen. So it's all the same for me. A pen's a pen. Anyway, the way I did my pen, I did it like this, and I put 4 equally spaced lines on there, and I did the carving with a chainsaw file. Real high tech.
Spin it in the bit, spin it in the drill,
Oh, no, by hand,
by hand.
by hand. Real high tech stuff, wasn't it?
Sammy,
Yes, sir.
if your platform was not dead level center on your tailstock,
Mm-hmm.
and each time you mark the line, would it still work out to come right back to the very beginning line? If it's a 1/4 inch low, every time you did it, every one would be a 1/4 inch low.
Yes.
When you got back to the original one, it would still be a 1/4 inch low.
Yes.
They would all still be the same.
It would all be the same.
So it wouldn't necessarily have to be dead level with the center point on your tailstock.
The only reason I want it dead level at the center point, because I don't want it, I want each line to be a straight vertical line with no twist in it. So if you do, well, it might have a twist. If you did it a 1/4 inch lower, then it would make, I'm on 60, I think. It would make your line, there's no whiteboard here. It would make your,
Get you one if you want.
no, that's okay. Is this on camera?
Not yet. You got it?
Okay, if I'm straight in line, if I'm straight even, my lines are gonna be right there, right in the center.
Right.
If I'm not dead center, my lines will come up right here.
So they'll be off center with.
They'll be off center, but every one of them will be off center, which is okay, if that's what you want. But that's where the lines are gonna be,
Off center to your hole.
to the hole, yes. But I want them to be vertical. I want them to be in line with the hole. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Sammy, you and I have the same way. Have you tried out the indexing feature on the C?
I have not. We have a new Powermatic, and it has the indexing wheel on there, and it's really nice. It works great.
But it's
But basically, but how many? And I think there's 48 holes on that lathe. So I've gotten accustomed to using this, and I just
that's right.
and it works with any lathe I go to, whether it's a lathe that has 24, 36, or 48, or 60. This works.
If you're using the index wheel on the lathe, how do you know how many holes you're skipping? I mean, it goes in this one and you want to go in every fourth hole?
Yeah, you just have to look at it,
You
watch
have to
it.
really
Can't
pay
see
attention
mine.
to it.
You can't see yours?
Gary, some of them have numbers on the index wheel.
Yeah.
My Nova has numbers on the wheel. So you
Most
can
I
count.
think robots does too, but I don't think.
Yeah, if they don't have numbers, you just gotta hit the count. There's that math thing again, isn't it?
And if you miss one, you've screwed up. all
Yes,
the-
right.
Or the alternative is you can spend $80 and get an indexing wheel.
There you go, won't spend money. I ain't got
This,
any to
this probably
spend.
cost me $2.
I hadn't got any to spend.
I meant it cheap. No, that's right. Yes, sir.
Most lathes that come with an indexing wheel, the book that comes with it, if you go to the back page of the book, it'll tell you how many holes, you know, if you want to index it 6 holes around, it'll tell you how many holes to turn this thing, put something down in and
If you read the instruction book,
But now, if you want to go 16, it may not tell you that.
we
But
don't
you gotta
read,
read
we
the-
don't
you
read
gotta
the
read the
manual, we don't read the
instruction book.
manual though, Don.
We don't need no stinking instructions.
No, you're supposed to read all that, I just store it away.
Some of those index wheels you can't get right numbers.
All right, just while you're drawing in review, say if a fella had that 16 circumference, 5 would be a proper number to use, wouldn't it?
No. Boy, that math is kicking in from way back, ain't it?
Well, the water never runs clear till you get the hogs out of the creek, don't you?
You're right, that's the very reason that I have this wheel, because I have so many options. You can even look at do an odd number that you can't get with anything else. If I haven't messed up, this should be my last mark.
Should come back to the original.
I should come back to 96 right there, and I always do it to make sure that it's not off. So there is my 16 lines.
And we chose 96 because that's what it calculated out.
Yes. Because 16,
Yeah.
I wanted 16, so I had to use the 96 wheel.
I got it.
Now to kind of clear what I was saying earlier, at the widest diameter I should be just a fraction over 1 inch in between these lines right here. And I'm not.
I got that down for right now.
I'm not. I'm 7/8. I don't know what happened there.
But you're not gonna, once you carve it and get, you're not
Yeah.
gonna find that, I mean, unless you're used to working with
You wouldn't have that
Could
problem.
be how many times you sanded it off.
Phil said I would not have had this problem with the CNC machine. Where I messed up is I had in my head, until I got here, I was gonna put 15 lines in here, not 16. So that 16 made this gap a little bit smaller, which is gonna be okay.
You're not
It's
gonna
still
be able
gonna
to
work.
see it, right?
No, you're not gonna see,
They're all
no.
the same still, right?
Do what?
They're all the
They're
same.
gonna be all the same.
All the same.
What it's gonna do, if I had gone 24, if I put 24 lines in here instead, I can use the same bit, I can use the same burr, but I would not be able to go as deep
Right.
as I normally would, because now they gotta be shallow and shorter. The highs and lows would be shallow and shorter. Now's a good time to talk about the wall thickness. I think this one is probably close to 3/8. 3/8 is my minimum wall thickness. I don't wanna go through. 3/8. Minimum 3/8. If I'm gonna go deep, like on this one is probably, I went deeper, I may have gone a 1/2 inch on this one. Maybe. Maybe, I don't know.
A 1/2 inch on the deep part or the?
All the way through. Pretty much all the way through. Okay. I'm going to put a stopping mark where I would like for my fluting to stop. I'm going to put a pencil mark right there, just as a guideline, and I'm going to do the same thing on this end, where I would like for my fluting to stop. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to measure roughly between the lines, and I'm 5.5. So that'll be 2 3/4. So I'm putting a line in the center of the Hollowform.
That'll be your deepest spot right here.
Right along in here is probably going to be the deepest, because they get shallower as you go out. This is all this is the deepest, and they feather out, not get as deep. I'm not going to measure here. I'm going to eyeball between the line at the rim, in the middle line, and I'm going to do the same thing here until it's all around. Oh yeah, I always use dry wood too. These burrs don't work very well with green wood. But if this is a saber-tooth burr. If this saber-tooth burr gets clogged up and gets really gummed up, saber-tooth and saber-tooth only, you can take, if it's all gummed up, if you did use some green wood, as you get deeper, it's a little bit green, you can take this burr out, put it with a pair of pliers, hold it with a pair of pliers, and take your torch and burn those fibers. And take a wire brush, and they'll come right out, and you start all over again. You can't do that with anything else, but the saber-tooth works well with that.
Sammy?
Yes.
Saber-tooth the brand?
Saber-tooth is the brand name, yes. And they have so many options. This is saber-tooth. I have another one here somewhere. All 3 of these are saber-tooth, and they're color-coded. There's 4 different colors. The white saber-tooth burr is super fine. The yellow one is fine. It's the same thing. It's fine. The green is coarse, and the red is super coarse. So I won't need these 2 right away. Pass those around so you show the difference. And the white is super fine, and the yellow is fine. Okay, so here comes the spiraling part. So I may have to put another line in here. And I am. I got to figure out. I want a line somewhere in this area. I want to intersect. Maybe I can do it without it. Yeah, I can do this without the line. Okay. Can you see, is my hand in your way?
Goes.
Okay, this bottom intersection right here, I'm going to skip this line right here. I don't want to, there's not a cross hatch here, so I'm going to skip this line and I'm going to go straight to that bullseye point right there. Okay? So all this is another reason I want it to be, I'm not worried about my handmade thing, because this is all penciled in. So, and if you can tell, my lines are a little bit crooked, but that's okay. The bird's going to straighten them up. If I wanted to go, can y'all see where the first one headed? Where it's going to go?
It's washing out a little bit, it's all right.
How about right there?
Overhead is better. Turn your light off.
Oh, yeah, that's it right there.
Okay, so there's the first one. If I wanted to really have it spiraled and coming all the way around, coming to the other side, I'm going to get out of that. I'm going to start over here. I could skip, the last one, like I came from here to here. I could go to this one, come all the way across here, and skip and go straight to here and to here, and really make it twisted. So you can skip a line or hit every line. Okay, I'm skipping this line right here, because this is the pattern that I would like to have. Where's the on-off switch here?
There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Would you be any problem in putting another line around the pole?
I'm sorry?
On the first line that you hit, the vertical line, next, between there, would be any problem with putting one around?
No, that's what I was gonna do a while ago.
That
When I said I may add another ring, I could have added a ring, right here. Okay, do y'all understand what Gary was saying?
Yeah.
If I wanted to add a ring, I was gonna do that earlier, but I decided not to. This line, instead of saying, I'm gonna skip this line, which is the first one I skipped, this is called a double twist. So I'm gonna skip the first line, I'm gonna go to the second vertical. And then I'm going straight to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. So I could put, and I will, if it makes it simpler. Now that I've got that first line created, I will draw a line, and now I will connect that line. I'm doing the same thing, but I have a line to connect to. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hey, Sam, instead of going,
You sure could. Go the other way.
well, don't mess me up. I guess what I'm saying is, all right, so your angle is, you could increase by going to the intersection above where you're going.
Go to the third line, yes.
Change
And
everything.
that's what would change if I were to start here, and skip. If I started here and skip this vertical and this vertical and go all the way to here.
Yeah, or you could go the other way with it.
Go the other way with it, yes.
Straight
Yeah, so
down.
you can make it twist and go all the way around and come back on the other side.
Or just barely.
Or barely, yeah. So there's so many variables there, so many different things you could do.
Wow, that's neat.
If you twist it a lot more, it makes the thing look shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
You draw your eye to
Sam,
Yes, sir.
does the slope and the diameter of the bottom affect where you're gonna put those circular lines and how you're gonna do your diagonal?
Here and here?
Yeah, well, the slope on your left hand, the slope, and when it gets real small, is that the reason you're skipping two? Or you
Yes,
have to get your?
yes.
If it were
Yes,
bigger.
if it were bigger,
You wouldn't be skipping.
I wouldn't be skipping anything, yes. Y'all understand what he just said? He's asking me what, really why I'm skipping a line. Well, I created this line because I was skipping that area. And the reason I did that is because this area down here is so much smaller that I had to skip a spot to get in line with these up here. That makes sense? If it was pretty much a straight base with a very large foot, then it would change this, everything, yeah. This wouldn't look so good on that. You would need a lot more twist. So your shape has a lot to do with your twist. Okay, you want me to go any further with this, or the whole thing, or you're done and we can start carving on one?
Yeah, carve.
What do y'all think?
Carve.
Carve? Okay. Any questions before I take this off? No questions? Once I take it off, I can't put it back on.
Sammy, how typically, what's your approximate center of thickness on that vessel to leave yourself enough?
I think this one is 3/8. I think this one's 3/8 thick, all the way through.
You're gonna do the leg.
Yes, sir. We got to take on a short break. We gotta move the lathe so I can put the table up here to carve on, so,
There's coffee in the back. Real quick, we have 3 visitors here. Steve, Harper, and Bentley. So they're friends of Brian Hills. This is their first time to check and see if they're interested in wood turning. So welcome.
Sammy, you know, on Facebook I do way back, and I did one of your pieces that looked like John Jordan. No, it had to be you, nobody else in the club. Done that. And somebody said, John Jordan? I said, no, that's Sammy
John
Long.
Jordan.
There's a lady going back in the closet.
We're just gonna turn it around now.
It's too much, it's too much to do. You up?
Move it.
Got it?
Watching the score here. You gonna go that way on it? You gotta move it out a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
How far out you coming?
Okay.
Just far enough for me to get back there and have to see, that's probably good.
Yeah, we turn it a little bit. Angle it. How's that?
Yeah. You want a chair and sit in?
I'll move. If you want to go sit down, tell me where to put them. I'll move them.
Sometimes the shoulder looks better, sometimes it's probably going to be on that side.
This one.
I think this one on this side.
There is coffee back here too, if anybody wants some coffee.
Donuts?
No, no donuts, I don't think.
Man,
I know.
club is going downhill, I tell you.
Time for a new president.
Okay.
Anything else you need?
No, sir. Pretty much covers that. That didn't take very long at all.
Some you want this back on the table back over here?
Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you, sir.
Because I bumped your bar and all that.
How are you? Great. Sam, that was good. That made good. That made good.
Got it? Okay, good. Good.
You want this one out? Or are you working on blades?
I'm not gonna work on this one. No.
You've been around.
Okay, been around, it's good.
Somebody else could use it. No, sir.
All right, I think we're ready to go again.
Really good. Square stop. Where'd you buy those 2 holes,
Do you
Sam?
have a cushion? Does there happen to be a cushion, any kind of chair cushion or anything? I need to be lifted up a little bit. Hold on. I tell you what. I'm okay. I'm okay. I just need to be lifted up. This won't take, I won't be here long. This is better. What time is it, Tim?
Yeah, what they said, 10:42.
10:40? We'll be at 3.
Where'd you buy those tool holders?
I got one of them on Target, at Target, the other one I got off Amazon.
Amazon. That's a great idea.
Made my tool holder. I was gonna show it to Tim.
Here is.
I'll give it a pass.
That's finished off pretty nice for a tool holder.
Thank you.
Where they come from? I get, at some place I get all India.
How long does a bit last? Obviously not terribly long.
These last forever.
Oh, okay.
Unless you hit something and mess it up. They last forever. I've never worn one out. Of these, never
He
worn.
had one worn out. That's Sabre too.
Say S-A-B-B-U-R. I think that's right. Or maybe it's S-A-B-U-R-R.
S-A-B-E.
S-A-B-U-R-R.
Oh, Sabre, like bird.
Sabre. Yep.
Let's catch it.
Anybody who's visiting is interested in becoming a member, you can go on our website, everything is there. Press the button and fill it out. And I am recording this after the first 20 minutes. Oh my goodness.
My wife's tape measure. Yes, sir, Dave.
Can you hold up that catalog again, where you got the Sabre?
Sure.
MDI.
MDI.
Is it on camera yet? Nope. This is the same magazine that I got my other carving birds from.
You can't get one anymore.
They quit making the catalog because the price of material keeps on going up, and by the time they create a catalog, half their prices had to go up because the price of steel is so much higher. So they can't. By the time they print a catalog out, it's already changed prices, so they're just doing everything online.
And I tried to get a catalog.
Yeah, they don't have it. I think that's a 21. That's the last catalog they made. Is everybody back? We lost a few with the math.
That's just to wake everybody up.
Hey.
Okay, are we ready? You ready? Okay. I'm sitting on my toolbox down here to give me a little lift. So if it slips and I fall to one side, I'm a little uneasy. Before I get too far, I want to explain how I did this. I only made two like this because this was a demo that I saw Stuart Mortimer do. He's from England, and this is his style of work. And I wanted to go home to see if I could do it. And I made two of them, and I still have both of them. They're not for sale. I'm not going to sell anything that I've kind of course, it's not even close to being copied, but it was his style of work, and I'm not going to sell them. But anyway, this is the guy that I used for this. And I'll try to explain how I did it. This is a Arbortech. It has this little chainsaw, really thin chainsaw blade on the end. It's pretty aggressive. Thank goodness it's 4 inches away from your hand, because you feel pretty safe using this guy. But when I lay this on the wood, because of this area right here, it will only go straight in, will only cut 3/8 of an inch deep. So I use that as my guide. So when I turned this green, it was in the lathe like this. I put it on the indexing wheel and did the same thing we just got through doing. And then I cut with this right dead center in between those lines. And in fact, I taped off where my center line was. I took some of my masking tape. I've got a roll of masking tape. I'm sure most of you have seen this little thing that I do with my tape. You have it. This is what I do. I take a roll of painter's tape and put it on my lathe and on my chuck. And with the lathe turning, I put my razor blade underneath here, and I can cut little rings at any depth, any width that I want. So I usually cut them, just a little bitty one right here is for taking my leaf pattern down when I carve my leaves. So that helps, gives me a third hand, sometimes a fourth hand. On this, I had this wide rim, which I think is 3/8. So on my pencil line that was going right down the center of here, I took this 3/8 wide tape and I put right down covered that line just like this. So now I cut up close to that tape, all the way through here. And I went to the depth, all the way up to that line. So then I had 16 square cuts, straight down. So when I started hollowing, now that all this is gone, so when I start hollowing, I know this is 3/8 thick. When I started hollowing, when the sawdust shaving started coming through the hole, I knew I was at 3/8. That makes sense? Because that's how deep these cuts were. So I knew I was at the right depth. That's as far as I went. So then it was time for me to let this dry, and I began to sand. So I take my, I meant to get this morning. I have some cling spore sandpaper, that is that cloth back paper. And I took I rounded these off with my burr as much as I could, and then I took that sanding strip and I just cut long strips about 18 inches long, really thin, about maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. And I took about 3 or 4 of those and I put them together and I twist them and tape the ends together. So now that will go in and out. This is on the lathe. I still have a tenon on here. So now I'm doing this all the way through to get underneath here rounded over. And then I will twist it. I will turn it sideways and do it like this to round over this edge and twist it this way to get this edge rounded off until the entire surface is rounded. That make sense? Yeah. I'm not going to. I was just seeing if you were. Yeah, just pass it around if you want.
Sammy, how long does it take to sand it?
Oh, about 30 minutes.
Each line?
You mean 30 minutes to tear your sandpaper?
Yeah, 30 minutes to tear my sandpaper. I don't know how long it took to sand those. I don't know how long it takes to do any of these. I don't time it. I'm afraid to.
Yeah, that'd be disappointing.
But this tool, yeah, it would be. This tool right here is also what I use on that 3-sided bowl. So it lays flat and it cuts this way. And it's real aggressive.
Are you still using that for anything?
I do, occasionally.
I've got one, but I never knew what to use it for.
Yeah, it works pretty good.
Huh.
Okay, before I bought my the carving tool that I have now, I was using the flex shaft, which if those are y'all familiar with the flex shaft tool? The motor hangs up high and the long shaft comes down and the handpiece that you're using. So that's what I had. So my shaft was hanging in front of the lathe. So I had to turn my Hollowforms, leaving the tenon on it, so I could have means to hold it and carve it. So it would dry with the tenon on it. And I was worried about the tenon cracking, or the vase cracking, because this was a lot thicker than this was. And I watched a demo. This is one of the sweet things about going to SWAT or anywhere else. You're going to pick up so much little information that you put in your shirt pocket. One of these days, your pocket's going to get full, and you're going to start pulling this stuff out, and there's tips. This guy was turning a green Hollowform, and in order to save his tenon from cracking, he drilled about 5 holes in here, about 1/8 of an inch deep, filled it with CA glue. So it solidified this tenon. So now, even though this was thicker, it didn't crack. And I've done several Hollowforms doing that technique, have, knock on wood, have not had one crack on me yet. So it works okay. But I was holding this in a chuck after I laid it out, and now I start the carving. But I was beginning to run into trouble with getting this area way down here, because my tailstock is in here to absorb the vibration. So it's really hard to work with. And I ended up making an extension on my live center, a wooden cone that was a lot longer than that cone, to give me some extension and give me room away from the tailstock. And since I bought this carver, now I don't have to use that flex shaft, because this one works well with on my lead carving. I'll use this handpiece, and for the heavier carving, the same unit but with the other handpiece, which take it all the way up to a 1/4 inch burr, which is what I'll be using here. So that's one way of doing it. Is on the head, using the lathe and the chuck, using the chuck to hold it with. I should have already changed this burr. So the first thing I'm going to do is find my safety glasses. There they are. I'm going to cut a little groove to get me started. This is going to be very dusty, so I might not do very much of this, so maybe y'all can get it without me going too crazy and too far with it. My box is sliding on me. For those of you that have been to my shop, y'all can verify that I'm not lying when I tell you that I have a woman's lazy boy recliner in my shop. That's what I carve with. Y'all have witnessed this, right? That's what I carve in. That's what I would do this in. And I would wear my leather. I have a leather welder's coat that I would put on, and it's just like these right here, the suede. Thank you, Phil. These tools just rub right off of it. It doesn't catch. If I let this go too far, and I've done this several times, but if you let it go too far, it's grabbing your shirt, it's going to wad up, it's going to stall your motor down, and make you go in the house and change clothes. Right. Not because you tore them, but it's really dang scary. But with the leather jacket, it doesn't do anything, which is a good thing. Got the wrong handpiece turning. That's what's so good about this thing right here. I turn it on this switch. This guy's running. Flip switches, and this guy's running. Works great. Okay.
Does it turn super fast or not?
It can.
Okay.
I mean, this one has options of 30,000 or 50,000, and anywhere in between. So it's digital. It's a digital speed. So that's 30,000 right there. But I'm probably going to start about 15, 16 to see how that works. I've already used this for a couple of demos, so I'll start right here and see how this works. I'm going to use, this is a flat, I don't know what you call this, it's flat on the top. Steve's taking a picture of it, so I got to, am I okay, Steve? You want me to move it, or you okay?
Got it.
So this is about a 1/8 wide, and it really can be aggressive. I was looking to see if I had a spare scrap block of wood.
I'll grab you one.
I just want to show you how.
There's a bunch over there on that table, I can grab one of those.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's your eraser.
Yeah, I brought my heavy duty. I don't want to mess this up.
Just do it on the
I'll
end.
buy it. I'll take it home. I need one. Seriously, I'll buy it. Okay, to show you how this can be used, not only is coming, bringing it straight to me, like this is the way I'm going to be using this. I'll be using it like this, but you can take it. This is great for hollowing out a spoon, you know, dishing out a wooden spoon, if that's what you want to do with it. I mean, it's really a pretty aggressive little tool. I'm going to start right in the middle. I have a pencil line on here. Normally when I do this at home, I come back with a permanent marker and I go back over every single line that I've created here, because rubbing this in my lap, in my apron, I have erased my pencil mark by the time I get to the third one. So I do it with ink. And when I do that, when I come back to sand, that black line is going to be the center of
The high point.
the high point. Thank you. It's going to be dead center of the high point. And here, I still have. See, I didn't pencil. This is penciled in and not blacked in. But can you see the pencil mark in there? I still have a pencil mark, so that's going to be the high point. That's going to be the last thing I want to take off, and that's going to be with the sander.
So just from my brain, you're going between the lines.
I'm going between the lines, yes. If you go on the line, you won't have a goal to go to. Could you see my lines in there, Tim?
Yes, sir.
So if I go on the line, you can. If you go on the line, then you won't have a target to go to stop. But if I go between the lines, my line is still there, and that's the last thing I take off. I usually have, my fan is on right here, but I usually have a bigger fan, a bigger fan than this. And my dust collector is right here. And it keeps a lot of this out of my face. Okay, y'all get that? I don't want to keep on making dust here. Y'all gonna get mad at me and start coughing and hacking.
Do you just have to freehand how deep you're cutting and get them all the same?
Yes, and you
Comes
get.
with practice.
Well, I'll do better when I do the other, when I get to the next burr. It'll be easier for me to explain what you just asked. Yes, you don't want to go the same depth all the way through, because as you're getting to the end of it, you want it to feather out. You want to stop. You want this to feather out and not have an abrupt stop. So I just want that to be really light feathered. So of course this is not near as deep as it is here. And it's not as deep here. Same thing on the ends. I just kind of lightly cut it. But it's deeper right here. Okay, after I'm probably didn't go deep enough, but that burr really creates a lot of dust. I really don't want to dust y'all out here, because it may do it. This pointy burr, it kind of helps track. Now that I've got a groove cut, this kind of stays in the track pretty easy. So right here, I'm going to lighten up and not go very deep right there. And when I get right in here, I can go deep. Already, dust already got to somebody?
We're good.
Okay.
Sammy, I saw a guy that was carving, was doing the pencil lines like you're talking, and he took hairspray and was spraying his piece with hairspray, that kept the pencils on. If you didn't want to go put another marker or something over your pencil. But he just sprayed hairspray over his piece after the pencil lines were drawn, and that kept it from smudging. And
The hairspray kept the pencil mark on there, right? The hairspray kept the pencil mark
Yeah,
on?
it kept
Great
it
idea.
from smearing or smudging or erasing his pencil lines with his hand when he was doing it.
Well, you get
I don't know
some,
if it was white rain or something else, but that's what he did.
probably Aquanet.
Mine and all, I'm hard to get stuff.
What's hairspray?
I can bring some of that expensive
I
stuff.
don't have any.
Yeah, a lot of folks don't need hairspray.
I don't really need it anymore, but,
But I don't want to go in the store and buy any because I'll get looked at.
right, right. You think you're huffing it or something,
But
right?
that's the where I actually did try it. It just really kept the pencil from easily just marking off or
I wonder,
smudging.
did it make it sticky and tacky, I
Well, I
wonder?
let it dry, it didn't seem to be.
Have you done it?
Yeah, I did.
It worked okay. That's a great idea.
Boy, you never know.
Great idea. Thanks for sharing that.
For the pencil not smearing, I've done it with other things and it's the cheaper the hairspray the better.
Aquanet, $2 for $1, Fred's Dollar Store.
And how would you know that?
I used to work at Fred's Dollar Store when I was in high school.
There's price increases with this.
It probably has. That was only 50 years ago, 60.
You probably get more than it was worth then.
So Sammy, that previous fur you were using was a pointed one,
Yes.
tapered down?
Yeah, it's tapered down, so it was easy to get in that track. If you notice, it was doing a little vibration, and this one's going to do the same thing. A little vibration is because this burr is touching both sides. What burr was on? Here I was. The burr is going to be touching both sides of the ditch. That makes sense. If it was just touching one side, it wouldn't be any chatter. When I put it in there, it's going to be touching both sides, and that creates a little vibration, a little chatter until it's opened up a little bit.
Did anybody do that with a Dremel? Can a Dremel be used? Would it work, or is it not powerful?
I don't know that a Dremel is going to take a 1/4 inch burr. I'm not sure.
The Dremel's not fast enough.
No.
The slower it is, the more it's gonna break.
Yeah, the Dremel might not have the RPM or the torque. I don't know. I don't own a Dremel. Yes, sir, David.
Can you say a word about the tool you're using?
I'm sorry?
What, tell us about your machine.
The machine I'm using is a Ram product. It is it's a BPHST. And it turns, it has two hand, you can buy it with one hand piece, which is this one right here, the smaller hand piece, that will take it has collets that will go from down to 1/16 to 3/32 or 1/8 shafts. This one, the bigger one, will go down to 1/8, a 3/32, 1/8, and 1/4. And this is 1/4. This is that's a 1/4 inch shaft. And there's a switch for each piece to change from one to the other. And also there's RPM to change from one to the other. So this one will go up to 50,000 RPM, and this handpiece will go up to 30,000 RPM, which is stronger. You want lower RPM. And all of these hand pieces are brushless. They give you more torque than anything with brushes, and they're super nice, but they're kind of pricey.
Sure, it's quiet though, isn't it? I mean.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's quiet. Yeah, that's what's so nice about it. Okay, where was I? Here's a film for that one there, Dr. Phil. All right, so now I'm going to go a little bit deeper, right in this area, right in here. This is going to be the deepest area. I'm going to feather out right here and then lighten up down here. I'm going to go ahead and establish my depth. slightly feather this in to where it comes to a stopping point.
On depth, you just eyeballing it, right, Sam?
I'm just eyeballing.
Okay.
And I forgot my calipers. I have a pair of the digital calipers that measure in fractions, decimals, or millimeters. And I take those things and I will go in here and mic one and see what that depth is. And if it's okay, then I will eyeball it from there on and try to get all of them close to the same, but they're not going to be exact. I'm using my thumb, my left thumb as a guide. Kind of helps me keep everything.
On
Sorry?
the previous one, your thumb rides in the.
Yes, yes. So once I get to the next one, the first one, I'm just riding this flat surface. The next one, when I roll it over, or I turn it around this way and gets in here, that's locked in. Now, it's a comfortable position. Can you see I'm closer to this edge of the line than I am this one? Okay, so I got to work on that. I got too far, got too carried away on one side. So this is good, this is good. Right here, I didn't, either my pencil line is crooked or my carving is crooked. I'm going to straighten out up with the carver. My carving a little bit on this side and not on both sides.
So you're keeping that line, that spine in the center?
That's my goal, is to keep it in the center, yes. So if I get off center, I just put it back in center by just rubbing this side, my side. I told y'all before, my RAM, my Fordham I had, I was doing the same thing with that Fordham.
Do these chairs stack? You want to stack a chair on top?
No, I'm afraid it might not unstack. I'm okay. I was using my Fordham, and I like to listen to my early 70s rock and roll. So I'm steady tapping my foot. And I was tapping my foot, and I hit that foot control while I had the wrench in here. Yeah, and that'll get your attention really quick. So I did away with the foot control, and I want it all right here now. I want control right here so I know what's going to be happening. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm deep enough here. So now it's time for me to widen this up just a little bit. So I've been going straight in, vertical with this line. So now I'm going to turn it at just a little bit of an angle. So now that's going to open up both sides at the same time. Maybe not both sides. Okay, where are we here? This is where at this point, I don't have as much control when I have it on the table. And this is where the apron comes in handy. I'll kick back in my recliner in a comfortable position with my leather jacket on. So now I'm comfortable. Is it on camera? Can you see me okay? What I'm doing? So now I'm just taking it and rolling it over.
Carving with a pocket knife.
Do what now?
Quite similar to the motions you use carving
It
with a
is.
pocket knife.
It is. A high-powered pocket knife. This is the part that goes by fairly quickly. The next step will run after I'll do this. This is the yellow fur, which is the fine. I will go back with the extra fine, super fine, that's what they call it, which is the white one. Can y'all hear me while I'm doing this? Okay. So I will go back with that white fur. It really takes a lot of the scratch marks out. And then after that, oh boy, that's where the elbow grease kind of comes in.
Since you're taking out the pencil line, and we assume now you've reached the depth that you want.
Yes, the depth has been reached, have gotten to the point where that's going to be the first one right there. That was it. And then I'm going to go to the extra fine. Does it created a lot of dust? You okay, Larry? Okay. You fine? Okay. I'm using the same RPM, which is around 17, 18,000. I don't know if you can see the scratches in here, but it puts some pretty serious scratches that it does remove the wood pretty quickly. This is just kind of fine tuning it just a little bit. Take those scratches, remove a lot of the serious heavy scratches. If you use a CNC machine, you wouldn't have to do all this. That guy's missing out on all the fun. He's not getting dusty or anything. You don't have any dust in his pocket when he goes in the house? That's terrible, that's terrible. You what now?
Get it started when he goes to bed, by the time he wakes up.
Oh, yeah, it's done, yeah. It don't take him a couple of weeks to do it. Okay, there's one right there. That one's pretty much done. I don't think you want me to keep on going over and over and over with that, do you?
No.
Okay, good answer. If you wanted to put fewer amount of the, what do you call them, the binds?
Spines.
The spines? Yeah, spines. If you wanted to put fewer amount of spines, you could do the same process with this guy. This is a heavy duty, this is a coarse wheel. It's pretty much the same thing as this saber-tooth. It's not made by saber-tooth, but it would fit the same handpiece, and it would do the same exact thing, just give you a lot larger pieces there. And I had another one out somewhere.
So you kind of retired your Fordham handpiece now?
Oh yeah. I take it with classes to the classes for those that don't have anything. I let them use the Fordham.
That's the one you told me about.
Did I tell you about one?
I got one.
I know we used
You're
it.
still using it, but I got one.
Okay. For sanding, if your valley is big enough, deep enough, this same holder as this, they also come in sanding sleeves. So this sanding sleeve would work good in there, but this one is too big for this many beads and cups. So if I had a lesser amount in here, this would work great for sanding. It would work really good, but I would be here, I'm going to be touching the sides and not touching the bottom. So it's going to make my beads pointed. So if you want that pointed look, this would get you there, but that's not what I'm shooting for. So that's the reason I'm going with this size burr right here. This is what after I use the white tool and I get it pretty slick, I will come back with a sanding. Hey, what time is it, Tim? Somebody. What you got?
11:15.
11:15. Okay, so I was this material here, here's one right here. This material right here is a piece of oval gasket material that I confiscated from work. When they throw them away, it's an O-ring gasket for our engines. They throw this away after they do an overhaul. Several of these, they just throw them away. And I wish now I knew what I could have done with them. But I've got one or two of these, but it's an O-ring gasket. It's the endless O-ring gasket. So I cut a chunk out of this and put it in my lathe, in my chuck. I drilled a 1/8 hole through there. This is a 1/8 welding rod I knocked the flux off of. So I put it in my chuck in my live center. So I put some epoxy on here, and while this is centered here, this is in my chuck with a hole drilled in it. I just ran that rod through here and made it so it was all lined up. So now I have a homemade sanding drum. So I put my sandpaper on here, and this is the same diameter, almost the same diameter as this, and it worked really well for getting in this groove. So that's one of the things. This is what I used to use. Since then, I have been doing some experimenting, and I don't know where, here it is. So I came up with something a little bit different. And I think I'm going to like this better because the sandpaper lasts longer. Without the sandpaper, you can't tell what this is, but there's a sleeve on this shaft, a rubber sleeve on this shaft that works pretty well. And I think I have 180 grit, and I may come over here and sand on one of these that I've already done a little bit, instead of on that rough stuff. Wrong hand piece.
Just wrap your sandpaper the correct direction so it doesn't.
Well, it's not even. It's on this one. I cut the paper to where they meet. It's just not even wrapped, and I use this. I use, I think this is called Duragold. This is the only one, the only roll. I've got 4 rolls of this, different grits. This is the only roll. Oh, here comes Craig. He wants to buy some. He's interested in this sandpaper. This Duro is the best PSA tape, which is pressure sensitive. It's got the sticky back on it. This is the best I have found. This lasts a long time, and it doesn't come off at all. It's really, really strong. Tommy James and I were at one of the demos at SWAT, I think, and somebody was using this stuff, and we had to go buy. We immediately had to turn around and go buy some of it as soon as we got home, and it works great. This is 180 grit, and I'll show you how it works. Let me pick one. Can y'all see the scratches in this one right here?
Not really.
Not really?
I think it will.
We can imagine.
Yeah.
Can you see the scratches in on camera?
The light's washing it out.
I tried, it's not gonna get that close.
Now can you see scratches in it? No?
Now you can. Without the light.
Okay. I'll do this one right here, and you can take a look at it. So I'm going through the same step that I did with the other two, except this is actually sanding it pretty good.
How high do you go?
400. Well, you can go as high as you like. Would you do me a favor? Would you grab that Hollowform back there with all that texture on it and pass that around? So if you're going to do some kind of texture on your Hollowform, you don't need to sand it to 400.
Yeah.
But if you want it slick and smooth, then I'm going to go all the way to 400. That one is coming around. I'll probably sand it to 120, maybe 150, and then the rest of it was texture. I don't want it rough when I texture it, but I don't want it. It doesn't have to be really smooth either.
This alleviates all your hand sanding.
No, sir. Not all of it. I'm gonna get to that in just a second. So I'm gonna go with, this is a 180 sandpaper on here now. And I'm gonna go over, this is gonna get it pretty good, but if you were to look at it, run your hands across this, you would feel some high spots and some low spots on the toe, on the bead itself. If you were to look at it, you would think that looks pretty slick. I think that'll work. But it has high spots. It's like this. And I don't want that in there. So I use my non-electric palm sander. So this is used by, you go to Home Depot and Lowe's and get you some of these sample cutters. You sample countertop material and make you.
all the time,
Yeah, and I just made me a little palm sander, and it's flat on the bottom here, so I just glued me that piece of this material, this expensive material on here. And then I took some 3M tape, 3M double-sided tape, and put on there, and then I put some of this PSA, this grit sandpaper on there. This is going to be my next step. I can see some high spots. Where's my pencil? I'm hoping y'all can see this right here. Can you see that little divot right there? Does it show up in the cameras that there's an indentation right there? Okay, so there's several of those along here. So this is going to remove them. See, it's gone. I forgot to tell you, doing this is not instant gratification, in case y'all hadn't figured that out. It's not something you're gonna finish in a week. It's not a weekend project. I try not to stay on one spot very long, because you'll create a big flat spot right there. So this works pretty good. And after I get the flat spots and the little dips out of there, I probably won't have to go back and do this until I get maybe to 320. And if I have a few fine ones in there, I'll go back and take them out with that. Okay, I'm gonna put an X on the one I just created, so if y'all want to look at that, you'll know which one I just did. You can feel that one versus this one that I haven't sanded yet, so you'll get an idea of what that's like. Okay, we talked about sanding. Here's another homemade. I made this one first. This was the first one I ever made, and it was just not very comfortable. It was too short. It was jabbing in my hand. I said, shoot, I need to make me a good palm sander. So that works pretty good. And that's mostly carved, so. Another way to sand is, I think I got these from Woodcraft. These little rounded doodads right here. They come in several different sizes, several different diameters. And you put your sandpaper in there. So this will get you down in the bottom and really get you a good smooth bottom. And then this one is concave, is that right? Is that right? So if you hold that just right, it will go over the top to get it a smooth surface there. But most of it is going to be done with this power, as much as I can. And these are just doing the final touches to get it smoother on the top side. When you get done, put a solid thing on it. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Sammy, these pieces you're sending around, are they most of them cherry?
Probably all of them are cherry, but one, I know one was black walnut.
Is that your choice of wood to carve?
Yeah.
I figured it probably was.
Do you have any? Yeah, cherry is my favorite. Cherry is by far my. It just turns good. It does everything well. It's just a great wood. And when I've been This is I'm leaving next Tuesday, going to Atlanta. That's gonna be my 9th club to demo in so far since January. And everywhere I go, everybody hates cherry. And they say it cracks on them. So I don't understand what they're, I don't know if it's a Mississippi thing or what, but we love cherry. We just work great. But everybody else hates it. Yeah, cherry's my favorite.
What do they like?
Whatever, anything else but cherry?
Jones in there down here, we'll take it.
Yeah? Yes, sir, Larry?
On that texture piece you got, is it magic that you got the depth of all that the same, or how do you get the depth?
It's magic, it's magic. No, it's not magic. No, it's not magic.
The magic of practice.